Over the line. We are back Monday, September 29th, 2025. I got it right.
What?
We have a lot to talk about.
Oh, boy.
Two best friends. What better way to end the game than in a tie?
Just like kissing your sister.
You know, that's what you want to do. You don't want to end in a tie when you got me rooting for the Packers, you rooting for Dallas. That way, it's just a push.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. That's what we got to do. We got that to talk about. We got to talk about the Major League Baseball playoffs start tomorrow. Talk about my Brewers, the best record in Major League Baseball.
I wouldn't get too excited, Jeff.
The small team has the best record in baseball. We'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to talk a little bit about the college game, and we're going to do that right off the bat with Tracy Broussard. That's him. He's my boss. I'm Jeff.
No. And
what a game for your Louisiana Raging Cajuns.
You're right. It was lunchtime, fellas.
Lunchtime. Winfield. Is that his name?
That is him.
Lunch.
He is him.
What is up with that name? Is that really his name?
That's his name.
Lunch Winfield. He's the quarterback for the Raging Cajuns. 54-52. Is that the right score I saw?
54-51.
51.
Down by 17 in the third quarter. Lunch comes in, brings his lunchbox, has 129 yards rushing, 125 yards passing, and responsible for 5 touchdowns. It's lunchtime.
Wow.
Yep, that was a big win. That was a gritty win for Desermo and the bunch. We needed that conference victory. You got to get the first one, and we did, and now we're on a bye week.
So they score that many points, but give up that many points. So you got to look at your defense. What's going on with the defense?
I think it's the same defense that the Cowboys have. Yeah.
You can't, I'll tell you right now, you cannot bash your Cowboys anymore the way they came out and played last night. They played well.
They did. They played well.
Badgers, of course, they lost over the weekend. A lot of people calling for Luke Fickell's head in Madison. And I say, there's problems there, but the head coach is the guy that has to make the decisions in that. But, his what is it, 3 years now? They just haven't got the people to come to Madison. They got to get some money is what's going on. And
you need to start getting some money over that way.
So hopefully they'll figure that out. And so college game, big upset. Was that an upset with LSU or is that?
No, it's just LSU stupid.
So I thought it was going to be a good game just because they let it out earlier in the week that the head coach from Ole Miss, his daughter's dating a linebacker from LSU. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yes, very awesome.
So got to congratulate you. You got a microphone that's sounding really good this
Don't
week.
Jinx it.
So I don't know what kind of upgrade you did, but way to go. Nice job.
I think I just plugged everything right in. Everything was plugged in correctly. Thank you for Tim Moore's assistance.
Let's see. Look at that. He came to your rescue, didn't he?
I mean, he didn't really do anything. It's probably user error because I literally did all the same stuff last week and it wasn't working. And then now it's working. So I don't know, dude.
So we do have where you can ask us questions. So just write it. Hopefully we'll just have to keep watching Facebook and Twitter because I don't, for some reason, they don't want to come up here on the questions sometimes. And so we have to hopefully get the people because we're missing them because they're like leaving messages in Facebook and we're like not answering until when we're done and actually going and looked at that stuff. So
that's kind of how it is with your bills, right?
Kind of, just leave them in the mailbox.
Yeah, they'll pay themselves.
Yeah, get them when you can. Yeah. So, but so baseball, I want to get in right away before we go into the Cowboys, Packers, and NFL. wild card starts tomorrow. It's going to be Tigers, Guardians in Cleveland, Padres, Cubs in Chicago, Red Sox.
What's a Guardian?
Guardian used to be the Indians.
Can't say that.
And, just so you know, the Guardians happen to be the favorite team of our friend, David Asher.
Okay, yeah.
So he'll be really pumped about that. And then, like I said, it's Yankees and Red Sox. That is going to be a great series. Great series.
Man, that's historical.
And then you got the Reds and Dodgers. And then it'll go back. Then on Wednesday, it'll be Tigers and Guardians. It's a 3-day thing where this is pretty cool, Tracy's, where they all play. It's 1, 2, 3. They play them all in a row. Start tomorrow and get done Thursday. And then it's on to the Saturday. And then that's when the Brewers will play. And I believe the way it will match up is that the Brewers will have the winner of the Cubs Padres.
And who's that going to be? Is it going to be a good old-fashioned rivalry against the Cubs?
Well, the nice thing about it is that everything has to go through Milwaukee. So whoever it is, it's going through Milwaukee.
Okay.
So do I want the Cubs? I don't know. Maybe. Cubs are a big hitting team, when they have it going. So maybe I'd like the Padres. Padres, I don't know if they hit as many home runs as the Cubs do.
But that's a good old Midwestern rivalry, though.
That
if
is.
you go with Chicago.
It would sell tickets.
Yep.
That's
be a lot easier on travel, not having to go to San Diego.
Yeah, be about 75 miles away.
Yep.
And
you going to go to any of the games?
I probably won't until where is it? I probably won't until probably the championship to get into the World Series, because I'm hoping that it's going to be the Phillies and Brewers going then to get into the World Series, because then I'm going to talk to your buddy Keith Kaufman to come up to Milwaukee and have an old party up here.
Keith might make that trip. Depends on what the Vols are playing or not.
Right. So we're going to see. But I'm excited to see the Brewers. The Brewers had a tough time in August here in September. So they just got to get back into their winning ways, where there can be just a bunch of pests, where they're making the right play. I mean, they had some real bad defense, and that's not what got them there. So hopefully they can get back on track, make it interesting for the playoffs. So like I said, whoever they play, they got to go out there and they got to play, and but everybody gets a new season right now, right? You make the dance. True. It's all wide open now.
Got to make the dance. I really hope that your Brewers don't choke.
And the best thing about it, about this whole playoff situation, the Astros, those cheating asses, got thrown out of they didn't make it.
Go figure. The year I decide that, or the season that I decide, I'm going to back them all the way. And Mark Ramsey somewhere is not happy.
He's not. But
no,
that's okay. They'll be back next year.
Yeah, there's always next year.
So, they got rid of
that saying, though.
They got rid of that third baseman. He went up to Boston. Now Boston's in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that LSU guy, that that school that you really like, and
yeah.
But I saw your boy from Louisiana, from the Raging Cajuns, Jonathan Lucroy. He got a new job doing something.
I don't know.
We got to get him on somehow. Do you still got his information? We got to get.
I think I do.
He'd be a good interview, because he's doing something now, and I forget who it's for. I read it somewhere. But he's on X a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives his opinion about how everybody's playing, and that he goes after some of these people that probably are sitting in the basement of their mom and dad's house, never played a game. And he's kind of going after them sometimes. Kind of funny, actually, the way because he'll call them out and go, "Do you ever play the game?" And then the person quits talking to him.
I love that. Keyboard warriors.
It'd be like somebody talking to you about drumming that's never drummed.
Yeah, exactly. I get that a lot.
it'd be the same as that. I mean, not like me that's taught you some of your chops when we were on Broadway.
Oh boy, you've taught me a lot. Yeah, it's
So-
like kind of like someone that isn't in the industry, even though they play drums.
Right.
You know, they're not really doing it. They're doing it, but they're not doing it, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And they have all the answers. And I have to bite my tongue a lot because I see stuff on social media and I'm thinking, you are clueless. You want to talk about being in your basement? They're doing stuff in their basement. And I'm like, wow, man, you really are killing it in this music industry in your basement. Killing it.
So
know
tell me
everything
about our sponsor here. Now, I've noticed that one of our sponsors, Smoke 207,
Yes, sir.
he's going into the drumming industry and he's adding people to his playlist there. What's
Yeah. We're doubling the roster, tripling the roster. Just
All
last
drummers.
week, yes, because we're dependable, reliable, and we can get away with stuff. We can have more drip than anybody else on stage. I'll tell you that right now. And drummers have more style than most other people anyway. Because we
got the group, right?
Yeah. But we also we established that, but we just have more swag. Serious. We got more drip.
The ladies are after the drummers more.
And our feet are always moving. Because if you go to a concert and you go to a country concert, you're thinking, okay, the guys are going to be wearing like boots and stuff. And then when you see someone that's a guitar player or a bass player or something, keyboard player maybe, and they're wearing like Jordans, you're like, oh, what a poser. But drummers do it. We look cool. So we added Kent Slusher from the Luke Bryan band. He's been there forever. And Jake Summers from the Luke Combs band. We're going after the Lukes.
The Lukes.
We're getting the Lukes. And then we're just going to try to complete world domination is what we're going to do.
So Smoke 207 shoes. Explain what it is again. All right.
Smoke 207. So Brian Lally started this, my boy. And man, he's just pushing it. He's a shoe retailer, boutique shoes. Okay. And on Whatnot, it's an app called Whatnot. He has these shows where he sells shoes. And every pair of shoes he starts, it's $1. And the bidding goes up. And the highest bidder gets the shoes. It could be Jordans, could be Adidas, it could be anything Nike, brand black, whatever. He's got them all. And he also does a lot for the community, a lot for the homeless community in San Antonio. He's a good dude, man. Family man, wife, 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids. He's doing it right. And
based out of San Antonio?
Yes, based out of San Antonio. And he is a Packers fan.
Nice. So, nice.
I don't know what he had to say about that game yesterday.
We need to get him on, maybe.
We do need to get him on. He is great. Listen, he does a great job.
So what happened to all your boxes of shoes?
Man, I had to put them away. You know, I finally cleaned my closet, got a little more organized. Maria was on me about it, and she needs to just mind her own business.
She's not home listening, of course.
Of course not. She's never listening. No, hey, she came out second in a tennis tournament this past weekend.
One of these times when you say something like that, she's gonna be right behind you, and I'm not even gonna tell you, and she's just gonna hit you.
I hope so. That'd be great. It's hey, this is our anniversary week.
That's right.
We're going to be celebrating 26 years on October
26
2nd.
years.
26 years.
Put up with you 26 years.
28 total. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, now it's cheaper to keep you.
You're right about that. I've come up with some ideas. Like if we did get divorced, I don't think I'm going to ever date. I mean, I might date, but not females. It might be easier the other route.
So you would move to Wisconsin then, right?
See, I think it'd be a perfect match. You and I get married.
No.
Listen, hear me out.
You're not my type.
It doesn't matter. We just get married, and then I get all your benefits from the state. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we don't have to procreate or, do anything like that. Consummate the marriage.
These people are sitting there going, all these benefits. I'd like to know when these benefits are starting. That's what I want to know.
I mean, I think you have more benefits than you think.
Well, maybe more benefits that I know about.
I mean, that would be the deal.
So
I just move up to Wisconsin. We can find a nice place in Egg Harbor. We'd fit right in. We can go to the Logged In for dinner and eat for free every night.
You sure like the Egg Harbor area, don't you?
I do. It's my favorite.
What are your favorite?
I might run into Mike McCarthy or something.
Yeah, the Bay Area.
Man, plus, he was on McAfee last week, and boy, he sure was on a long time.
Thursdays he's on McAfee, but you know who else is up there is in that area. Not, I think he's a little bit further north. I mean, like maybe 10 miles. Is Glenn? What's his name? He's a bass player on everything in Nashville. I mean, he's on every
Glenn Worf.
Yes, he has a home in about 10 miles north of Egg Harbor.
Oh, okay.
And he's played with Knopfler, and I mean, he's played on everything. It seems like in Nashville as far as session guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been up here. He's a graduate of Madison University.
I got left there one time. We call that oil spotted in the industry.
So is he considered one of the best? Is that why he's on everything?
Oh yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Because
a lot of those producers, he's like the first call guy, especially the stuff in the 90s. Okay. I mean, they had a machine going.
Who was the guy that you really liked? And we got a picture. Me and you got a picture of him. He drummed at the Grand Ole Opry just about all the time.
Is it Eddie Bayers?
Yes, Eddie Bayers.
Oh man, and, he's a legend.
And that I really liked him when I watched him play. I really liked him.
Man, those guys, man. And I mean, they are great still. But then the new crop of guys that are coming through now, man, gee whiz, they're so good. Near Z, Jerry Rowe, Miles McPherson, Evan Hutchings, all these dudes, man, they're playing on everything now, and it's killing. And boy, you want to talk about not really fitting in with a group? Man, those guys. I'm like, so I have a joke, and I haven't told. It's a kind of a running joke, and I don't think I've told Near Z. So Near Z plays on all of Blake's stuff. Okay. And Near, he played on like John Mayer's first album. He toured with Genesis back in the late 90s. Moved from Israel to New York City, made it in New York City, then decided, okay, I'm going to move to Nashville. And he's playing on everything. So my job, and I'm not afraid to admit this, I have to replicate what Near does. Like what he plays on the records, I got to play live.
Right.
And boy, he puts me through the ringer, not personally, because God, it'd be terrible. But like when we get a new song that we have to learn, I got to learn it. And he throws some stuff in there that I'm like, oh my, I would have never thought to play that. And then I got to go in woodshed. So I'm not Near Z, I'm Far Z, because I'm nowhere near him when it comes to playing what he does. So I'm Far Z. That's my nickname.
Shannon DeForest was the guy that played on
Shannon DeForest. So he's playing with Toto, and he still does some studio stuff when he can. Yeah, I'm a small fish, bro. Small fish in a big ocean.
So if this is like the first time you're checking us out on Twitter or wherever you're at, YouTube, Tracy, he plays our OnlyFans page, which Tracy runs.
Yeah.
Tracy plays with a small-time singer down in Oklahoma.
Never going to make it.
Probably never going to make it. Probably going to be a B act for a long time. But he plays with him throughout the country. He's the professional drummer. And I'm the professional nobody, which I do very well. Very well.
I'm not professional.
And so that's what he does. So we do get into where we talk about the country music, what's going on in country music sometimes, drumming, because people want to hear him. I mean, I got it last week, of course, in Facebook. You know, why don't you mention a little bit more about Tracy and his drumming?
We want to talk about that. That's so boring.
We want to hear about on the road. I said, well, we already done that stuff.
I'm not even on the road. Like, we're not even going to be on tour next year.
Right.
You want to talk about phoning it in?
You got a big residency.
Blake Shelton's phoning it in, making all that money. Jeez.
So we do talk about it every once in a while. So don't get all upset that we didn't talk about it. You know, what we try to do here is we try to needle each other on me being a Packer fan, him being a Cowboys fan, and we break that all down. And that's what we talk about usually. But we will get into the music stuff. So Tracy, next time, what I was getting to on about Glenn being from up north, building a house up there, next time you get into town, you got to look him up and try to,
That'd be awesome.
Get to lunch with him and tell him you actually know where Door County is and, you know, you're around.
I love telling people that I know about Door County.
They probably wonder how the heck do you know about that place?
Especially when they know about Door County. And then I go farther and say, and I love Egg Harbor. We'll talk about Brussels and all that.
And if nobody knows about Door County, if you watch this later, go to doorcounty.com. It's called the Cape Cod of the Midwest. That's what we're known as, the Cape Cod of the Midwest. I grew up there. We talk about it. And Tracy loves the area because if you look at it on the map of Wisconsin, it's the thumb, the finger that sticks out. It's like right in the middle. And so the whole little finger is Door County. It's got the Bay of Green Bay on one side and Lake Michigan on the other. And I think it's about 14, 15 miles across from one side to the other. So it's a beautiful area. Lot of tourists that get to this area that buy their homes and come up only for the summer. So it's a beautiful area. And I guess it's a lot like Cape Cod. I've never been to Cape Cod, so I don't know.
Me neither.
Probably never going to go to Cape Cod because of Massachusetts. And we all know why, because we'll get to that one day too.
I like cod.
Where I got to fill you in about the whole, what happened with the murder trial and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of corruption out in Massachusetts for some reason. And we need to get into that too someday and talk about that.
I don't have the energy for that.
Probably there's enough down in Nashville too, but we'll
you want to talk about corrupt stuff? Let's talk about Louisiana.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
We could talk about that too. All right, let's get to the big elephant in the room. Last night's game.
Oh boy,
40-40. And I guess I'll let you go first because I just got a couple of things, and it's always going to go back to Matt LaFleur when it comes to me. It's almost like a broken record, but so you have to be pleasantly surprised how the Cowboys came out and played. Did they play that well, or did the Packers play that bad? What do you think?
Offensively, I think that we played pretty well in the Eagles game and in the Giants game. We had to score because our defense isn't stopping anybody. I'm going to jump on this bandwagon. Can we not talk about MVP stuff yet?
Yeah.
But it's just what the industry and this what everyone's going to want to talk about. Social media, the sports people. Let's not talk about Dak being an MVP candidate, please. Is he playing well? Yeah, he's playing well. I'm pleasantly surprised with our running game. I'm pleasantly surprised with our offensive line. We've got a lot of injuries on there. But Nate Thomas, or Raging Cajun, playing left tackle, did a pretty good job last night.
Did a real good job.
CD was down, yes. So Pickens stepped up. Man, I was really thinking that would be the game that we know it's going to happen, that George Pickens has a meltdown.
Right.
He played really solid.
Played his butt off.
Ferguson, he played well. I'm like I said, Javonte Williams, he's running the ball well.
Ferguson,
we have a semblance of a running game. Javonte?
Ferguson,
he's a Wisconsin guy.
Exactly. All right, go ahead.
So offensively, we're going to score points. But you want to talk about elephant in the room, our defense. Although they came up big twice, their special teams getting that blocked extra point. You're Rich Bisaccia. Come on, man.
No,
bro,
it's not his fault.
Okay.
Don't give me this Rich Bisaccia and it's his. I mean, how much can you do as a coach but you continue to have the same problems. You have to almost say, all right, is the coach, and that goes with your defense too, with the Cowboys defense. How much does it come down to where it's just the players lacking the mental part of the game where they're just not getting it? And finally, you just got to move on from some of these people. And not being a coach, I mean, the coach only is as good as, I mean, we all know that if the coach has blue chippers, he's a pretty damn good coach. But he's got to be a better coach when he doesn't have the blue chippers.
For
and he's
us,
got to motivate these guys. And I don't know how you motivate them. I don't know if they continue to have the same problems. I mean,
you guys have been,
Cowboys,
you struggled with that the last couple of seasons.
A couple of seasons been going on since before McCarthy was there.
So
and it's a bad situation, but it's like your defense though, where they break down. Where I thought you guys played the run well, a lot better than what you used to.
Oh, I mean, we did allow 164 yards rushing, which isn't great.
But it looked better than what it did.
It was better. Two plays for me that shine for our special teams and defense, of course, was the blocked extra point returned for 2 points, which was crucial.
That's huge. Yep.
And then the strip sack before the half. That was huge. So our defense stepped up when it needed to, but I thought having Bland back would have helped. And if you notice, Trayvon Diggs did not start. And he said, they asked him about it. I think Jane Slater asked him about it. He's like, talk to coach. So you know what that means. He wasn't happy about it. You know, I felt about, and I can already tell that this is how the season's going to go. It's like patching holes on a submarine. You're going to fix two and then something else. So our offense, I think through 4 games, we know we can score points, and getting CD back will be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a chance for Pickens to show what he can do. Turpin stepped up. Turpin played a great game, and Tolbert had a great reception.
Yeah.
So offensively, yes. Defensively, man, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, the big question is, who won the Micah Parsons the trade? Who won the trade? All I got to say is Micah stepped up and made a play when he needed to. For most of the game, he was silent. We contained him pretty well. He had some pressures, but it wasn't going into the game. It was all, we're going to kill number 4. That was the plan. Well, for the most part, we contained him, except that last play, man. Dak gets out and scrambles, and who makes the tackle? You want to talk about NFL cinema? That's what that was. It was amazing. You know, just from a standpoint of the whole drama between the trade and who won and all this stuff. And honestly, I feel good about last night because it wasn't a complete blowout. And I think and there are no moral victories, but that definitely was one. With all the stuff going into the game, it was primed for it to be a blowout. You guys come in there and just blow us out. And yeah, we tied, but I feel good about it because there are some things there offensively that are definitely clicking. Defensively, I mean, seriously, you can't have the top ranked offense and the last ranked defense. That's not going to work out too well. And we want to talk about coaches. I still go back to Eberflus being a head coach in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Was he that good? And I'm kind of like, why did we pick him? Was there anybody else we could have gotten as far as a defensive coordinator? Now, we do have some help coming. Overshone will be healthy probably in November. That's going to help. Jadeveon Clowney, maybe he's going to ease into a more important role, more relevant role. But I will say the thing that I feel good about is us stopping the run, which was a problem. We stopped it when we needed to. I mean, we did give up 167 yards, but we contained them. Our secondary, man, boy, I'm not sure what's the deal there. I think that's our biggest issue. I think our defensive line is going to be all right. But coming out of that game, did we win? No, we didn't. Did we lose? Of course not. But, I mean, you just have this most of the time when there's a tie, you kind of feel just mid. Well, I'm actually kind of encouraged by it. And we'll see going forward. We have the Jets. Even though we have that tie, great. We got the Jets next week. Well, you know what? What if we drop the Jets game? Then that tie is just crap. So it's an opportunity for us to, once again, put this game behind us, learn from it. Schottenheimer has this midnight rule. Past midnight, it's done. Next game. So
right.
I'm encouraged. I know that for you and the stuff that you talked about the Packers and the coaching, I think the Packers have more questions than the Cowboys do after that game.
What I liked about the Cowboys that a lot of people aren't talking about is that, and this is where I'm upset about the Packers. The Cowboys had 2 offensive linemen out.
Yeah.
2 starters. CeeDee Lamb, Mr. Telephone Guy, out. George Pickens, great player, but like you said earlier, wondering when he's going to get a meltdown. So you worry about that. They come in. Now, one thing I didn't like what you said is Micah didn't show up, didn't make a difference. Well, the one way I look at that is, and I went back and watched the game last night because they had it at 2 a.m. in the morning on the NFL channel, and I watched it again. And I counted, and there's probably more, but I counted 17 plays. 17 plays. He was doubled and triple teamed.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the 4th guy got a little nudge on him to get him off. Tracy, you can't sit here and tell me that he doesn't show up. Where is number 52, who's supposed to be all world for the Packers? Where is number 90, who they said they were going to move inside, but looks like now he's the guy that comes in for Micah when Micah's not on the field? Why are they not playing these 2 guys, all 3 of them together on at least passing downs when all 3 are supposed to be able to go get the quarterback? Now, one guy picks up 3 guys. Somebody's got to be one-on-one. And you're missing 2 offensive linemen? And these guys handled these all-world guys? Come on. This was a team that 2 weeks ago everybody thought was going to the Super Bowl or undefeated.
Yeah. And that's the problem when you're playing Micah Parsons. The same thing with Dallas. You would think, okay, if he's getting doubled or he's getting chipped, someone else, maybe it's like he's like not necessarily a decoy, but he's getting the attention. So you need to have somebody else to make that. So for the Packers standpoint, yeah, Micah was contained. And I won't say he wasn't a factor or didn't show up. He was there, but he was contained. That's the best way that I could explain how we dealt with him. But on what you're saying too is, who else? There should have been someone else. If we're going to put 2 and 3 people on Micah, then somebody else should be the person to step up.
Has to be.
And that didn't happen. I didn't see that happening.
And Edrin Cooper had his worst game as a Packer, as a linebacker. And that's another guy that they got to come up with a package of him rushing the quarterback. They got to get him going. With his speed and everything, set him off. Get him going. Get some packages in there that get him going, because you got to get pressure. And we can sit there and say, well, the defensive backfield is horrible for the Packers. They just, they can't cover, whatever. Well, I'm sorry. The best gift that the defensive backs can get is a rush. Get the quarterback off his spot. And that's what we're not doing. Yeah, Micah's great. Micah's the guy that we wanted that was supposed to turn this whole defense around, and he can. But you can't do it when the other guys aren't doing their job. Now, it hurt.
That's right.
It hurt when Devontae Wyatt went out in the middle there of the Packers. But, again, it's the next guy up. I mean, I think last night the Cowboy fans, if the true football fans, they got to be sitting there going, "Boy, we got a good guy, Kenny Clark. He is stuffing that middle, and he does a good job." Kenny Clark has always been the lunch pail guy. He's going to come to work and he's going to just clog it up, and then there's going to be one or two plays where he gets out and he makes a play, and you go, "Well, all right." But he just didn't do that one or two plays consistently. Sometimes, most of the time, I guess I should say. But he can clog up that middle. There's no doubt about that. And he will take on the double teams. So I think the Cowboys on the trade, that was a great. And Jerry, he said last night, he goes, "I'm very good in math. One guy to get 6 people. I know what happens. Well, yeah, I guess so. But he's going to get the 2 number ones the next 2 years. But again, at that time, Kenny Clark's gone. So you're going to have to get somebody in the middle then. You're going to have to find somebody to take up Micah's spot. So, it's the other draft picks that are going to make the Cowboys. It's the other ones, if they can fill that in, if they can get better. And what they do in free agency. Can Jerry spend a little bit to help them out, especially in their defensive backfield? Now, their defensive backfield needs some help, I think.
Big time.
And so, can Jerry at least help there instead of saying that, well, I know that, we're getting more people. Yeah. So, but the Packers, I felt there was a couple of things. First half, right at the end, the first half. Why not be satisfied and take the 13-point lead there?
Mm-hmm.
Why just be satisfied? Come back out because you knew the Cowboys were getting the ball. Make that stop, and then go. Then you got to go pedal to metal. So that's one. 2, I felt the defense. Cooper had a rough time, but I felt the defense just could not get off the field in the second half. They couldn't make that stop that they need to make. So that was horrible. And then the last thing, that last drive, the last one. Why can't you call plays in the huddle, multiple plays? Like, okay, 22 or 0 is not open. Well, where's 87? Where's your tight ends? Where you can't, is Jordan Love not capable of looking multiple areas to find somebody open? Is Matt LaFleur telling him you're going here and that's it? I mean, come on. They got to throw it in the end zone. At least 3 plays should have been in the end zone. At least. And they come up with the one throw at the end before the field goal. I mean, nobody was catching that.
And if you squander that 1 second, you want to talk about burning Lambeau Field down.
Right.
And so we talked about coaching, man, and I know that you're not a fan of Pretty Boy. I'm thinking that maybe he's having a tough time. Because I'm looking at Schottenheimer, and he looked calm. He's making calls. LaFleur looked frazzled most of the game. Tracy, he can't forget about a play. He's the head coach. He's got to move on. He's got to be thinking 3 plays ahead. He can't do that. He's got to be arguing with the refs. He's got to be arguing with a player. He's got to be telling them or whatever. Just move on to the next play, Matt, and play it. He is the worst when it comes to getting the plays in and being on time. That's him. That's not nobody else. That's Jordan Love's looking for him, saying, "Hey, come on, let's go. Let's go." And he's just, he's looking at his papers and everything else and worrying about something. He's got to move on quicker. He's got to be more disciplined himself. That's why there's so many penalties with the team. The team isn't disciplined because he's not disciplined. And sooner or later, people got to figure it out. And they got to,
I'm so sick of the tired people, and just like nationally last night, his record is inflated because of the 2 MVP seasons of Aaron Rodgers. Take those away. He's lucky to be a 500 coach. He's lucky if he is. And you take Aaron out of those first 2 years. So the thing I don't like about him is that when after the game also, he'll say, I got to look at the tape. You know yourself, Tracy. And I'm sure Schottenheimer's the guy. And we all know that tree of McVay out with the Rams. Those guys they remember every play from 10 years ago to LaFleur knows what's going on. He knows the plays. He knows the ones that are failing. He knows the ones that ran good. But for some reason, he can't make an in-game adjustment. He just can't do it. And somebody has to figure out what the reason is for that. And I don't know if he's the guy. I don't know if he's the guy anymore for the job. I really don't. He's got that Butkus as offensive line coach, Luke Butkus, who's Dick Butkus's nephew. And the offensive line has been horrible since he's been the coach. And he's got that Stenovich, who used to be the offensive line coach, as the offensive coordinator. Well, you and me both know that Matt LaFleur is the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. That's a waste. Put Stenovich back at the offensive line guy. And if you need a spotter up there, you got Hackett back up on the team. Let him go up in the press box and be your spotter. It seemed to work better anyway with them up there. I think the guy that they're missing maybe people will think I'm crazy, but I think what they're missing as far as for Jordan Love had a great game. He played well enough to win. Mm-hmm. So, but I think they're missing Tom Clements, the quarterback coach. He was Aaron Rodgers' quarterback coach. He ended up being Jordan's, and I think they're missing him since he retired. And he was that calm guy on the bench, went through everything on the iPads or whatever they use. I think they're missing him. But, I knew we were off to a bad start right away. That first pass play. Why do you got 2 wide receivers in the same spot?
Yeah, but he still caught it.
He still caught it.
Our secondary. But
why do you have 2 players in the same? That could have easily been intercepted. Easily.
What's so sad about that? Now, this season, it's always something. Every time there's a deep pass, I hold my breath. Yeah. And when I saw 2 receivers, Jeff, here's where the confidence is in our secondary. The best chance we had was those 2 guys running into each other and dropping it, not us tipping it. I thought they're going to run into each other and drop the pass.
I thought for sure it was going to be intercepted with the 2 guys. Now that's coaching, Tracy. Now, that's either the wide receiver coach or the head coach. Whoever put that play in, somebody has to tell the rookie, if it was him making the mistake, well, I guarantee you that he probably made the same mistake in practice. So it's coaching. There's so much coaching. Now they got some time off. Now they go into their bye week this week. So they have time off. What happens in the time off? But if he fires Bisaccia as special teams, he's deflecting. He's deflecting his part in this whole thing. Because even though you can blame it on the special teams coach, who's the guy in charge? This special team stuff has been going on for a long time. Why isn't the head coach going over there going, all right, guys, now I'm going to be over here. I want to know what's going on. Evidently, he's not doing that, Tracy, because nothing's changed. There's always a breakdown.
I'm just curious what's going on in the league because we've seen a lot of that happening in the last few weeks.
And you don't put your number 1 draft pick as a punt returner who just gets rocked.
Ooh, he got lit up.
You just don't. And you can't do that. You can't. I don't care how fast the guy is. You can't do it. They let him up on that one pass play where he did that spin. And everybody's going, well, why did he do the spin? Well, if you watch that play, which I did over, Jordan Love threw it in the wrong spot, so he had to make the spin to catch it and go. Well, I'll tell you what, they rocked him on that one. He's lucky he got up because that was a helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
And so I believe it all comes down to the head coach. I don't believe Matt LaFleur is disciplined enough to carry on the head coach job. And that is staying within the game and making adjustments. And his play calling, I'm so sick. Well, what do you want me to say? I don't know if you saw this, but one of his first things when he got to the podium, what do you want me to say? Play calling sucked? No, I want you to say, Matt, you sucked. You weren't ready. And you got out-coached. Because he got out-coached. Again. And I think there's so much, they have the talent. Yes, they have talent. They got something going on that offensive line that's not good. That Morgan that they got, number 1 draft pick last year, he is horrible. You look at that, what was the guy from Iowa, the safety that's playing for the Eagles? He should have been our pick last
Cooper
year.
DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
He's not DeJean, it's DeJean.
DeJean. All right.
He's a Cajun.
But it is DeJean. And he should have been our number 1 last year. And he would have been looking good in that defense. But I get sick and tired of I really think, and I don't know if you keep up on the fact that the new CEO, Ed Policy, he came in and he said, I'm not looking to extend Gutekunst and LaFleur right now. So what does that tell you? Because you've dealt with Jerry and everything with all that stuff. But what does that tell you when you're supposed to have a team that's supposed to go far in the playoffs, but you're kind of saying that your general manager and coach is kind of a lame duck because I'm not going to decide anything until we see what happens.
Oh, so it's a prove it year.
So does prove it year mean you get to the playoffs, or does prove it year mean that you got to get further in the playoffs?
I think it's probably further in the playoffs because you can't, if you end up going the same, advancing as far as you did the previous season, that doesn't show growth. And especially if you got a new, whatever he is, CEO, GM, whatever, he's watching everything. You saw those binoculars. He's watching everything. He's
and then the
binoculars out.
And he should have the binoculars out because there's a lot of things that this is a guy that's been around for, not saying Mark Murphy wasn't. Mark Murphy played for the Washington Redskins. He was a good safety, and he was a smart guy, a lawyer by trade and all that kind of stuff. And Ed Policy's the same way. Ed Policy never played at the NFL level, but he's a lawyer, he's a smart guy. His dad was the guy that built the San Francisco 49ers of the late 70s and 80s and 90s. So Policy has the the smarts in football. I just think that he knows where the Packers are lacking when it comes to coaching and general manager spot. Now, does he bring his, and that's the other question you got to make. And now Brian and Gary are here but the question you got, so who do you bring in? Who do you go for? Say a general manager. I was trying to think of this last night. Where would you go for a general manager, and who would you pick?
Mike McCarthy.
No, Mike McCarthy's. He's probably going to be a college coach, like me and you had talked about last.
Hey, week. He's watching video to be prepared because he wants to coach again next year.
He wants to coach, so
you know what that means. He's not watching any video.
He's doing a lot of eating, I think.
No, he's still eating. I tell you that.
And I can say that because I got that same problem.
Yeah.
So I looked at like the general managers, and I just don't know, where head coaches. I mean, you could go a lot of different directions. I like the guy from Iowa State. I think he'd be a perfect pro coach. And Matt Campbell is his name. I think he would be a great pro coach. Give him, but somebody's got to come in. Not only being, I don't care if he's an offense guy or defense, but you got to get somebody that's just going to take the cover off of Jordan Love and see what we have. Do we have a guy that can make a decision on his own? But I think that's very important.
I think that you had said the last couple of years that you felt good about Jordan Love. Is he regressing?
I don't think he's regressing. I just think that there's something lacking in his in his coachability or something. Is LaFleur the guy holding him back and not letting him decide what's going on, not letting him have the game come to him? Sometimes, as you know, coaches will get in the way of their own selves and the egos and everything else. They need to. I just think there's something going on there because Jordan Love makes some bad plays. Yes. He likes to throw off that back foot like Rodgers used to do, but Rodgers had an arm. Jordan Love has an arm, but are we ever going to see a guy that could throw like Aaron Rodgers again? I don't know.
No.
I mean, as Packer fans, we got so spoiled on having a guy that can throw 40 touchdowns and only throw 6 interceptions a year. We're not going to have that. We're probably going to have more closer to a Brett Favre. And, so what? As long as you can stay above, and throw more touchdowns than interceptions. But at least go out there and try to win. Who was it? Who's the old coach? You play to win the game.
Yes.
Last night, LaFleur did not play to win that game. He played to tie the game. And that pisses me off because it happens a lot with him.
A lot of people are also upset with the overtime rules in the NFL.
That too. And,
and
why do people when they talk about this stuff and they say, oh, it came in when so-and-so, that overtime rule came in because of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo game where Pat got the ball, went down, scored, and then Buffalo never got a chance to get the ball back. But everybody else is, talking about different, Peyton Manning, blah, blah, blah. No, it came in. They changed it after that, the Kansas City Chief and Buffalo Bill game. I believe that was the game that they said, oh, wait a second, we got to do something about this.
Do you think they're ever going to go to the playoff rule in overtime to the regular season? Because I think you should. Why not? What harm is it? I know they're talking about, reducing injuries and stuff like that, but I mean,
are they reducing injuries this year?
What if, okay, and I'm sure this has been explored. What if you play the first overtime and each team gets the ball? And this could be the rule, and this is how it is in the playoffs. The second overtime, the first one to score wins, right? That's it, right? Yep. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I think so, yep.
Well, what harm is it to just do that?
I don't know.
I
think me, you, and your buddy Brian need to come up with a shoe that doesn't sink into the turf and everything at the Giants field.
I think they just need to burn that field
and quit hitting. Quit having people get hurt with their shoes sticking to the surface. We got to come up with a shoe, and we'd
eliminate the surface and do something. I don't know what it is about whatever turf they're using there, but they have. I was looking at it. I think more players have been injured on that turf than anywhere else.
Since 2018, I think you're right.
So, all right, you're New York City, you're New Jersey,
right?
Why don't you just put grass? It's an outdoor stadium.
And why all these Achilles injuries? I mean, so the tie, like Brian just said, shouldn't have a tie at the highest level of sport. You play to win a game. You got to have a win. And you got to
Herm Edwards said it. You play to win the game.
And until they do that, I don't think playing to win a game is going to show more people getting hurt. I just don't believe that.
I don't think so.
So
if that's their reasoning behind it, then you go to the.
If they're in for the show, well, you got to be able to have a winner and a loser. If you want to make that show great, it's got to happen.
And even in college overtime, when you're starting at that spot on the field in overtime in college, I mean, to me, that's also risking injury too, obviously. So I don't know if the NFL, all they need to do is, the first overtime, both teams get the ball, adopt the same playoff rule.
Right.
In regular season. I don't know what harm that can do. And I'm sure it's going to come up, that and banning the tush push. Oh, did you see what the Eagles did? They rope-a-doped them. They set up for the tush push. Hey,
well,
so
you knew that was going to happen sooner or later.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Maybe in the offseason they'll start talking about maybe different overtime rules, just doing the same thing that they do in the playoffs. I'd be cool with that.
Right. All right. What about any surprises we'll go through the games here. Cardinals losing to the Seahawks. Seahawks got a nice little team,
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching them.
I think the biggest problem with the Cardinals is their tortilla uniforms. It looked like somebody threw food in a fan and blew it all over.
Steelers and Vikings, Aaron Rodgers. People that don't like Aaron Rodgers, keep doubting him. That's all I say. All right? Keep doubting him. Because as long as that man can throw a football, it's going to be fine. And he's going to prove a lot of you people wrong. So it was good to see him beat the Vikings as a Packer fan. You want the Vikings to lose. And I was a little shocked over the Falcons over the Commanders.
Yeah, me too. I mean, and it begs to question every time a rookie quarterback has a great season, what's he going to be like in his second season?
Right.
And he's injured. And obviously that's hurting them in more ways than one. But even going into that game, I wasn't really sure how the Commanders, I'm a little bit skeptical. And I'm not sure when Jaden Daniels will be back.
Right.
I know it's a knee injury. It's nothing as serious as like a season-ending thing. But, yeah, man, we'll see what the Commanders do once they get him back.
Giants beating the Chargers?
That was a shocker. And you know what? Jackson Dart, makes you wonder, why didn't they start him before? But you know how that is, Jeff. You get in a guy to come in at quarterback, and for some reason there's like magic. Is he the answer? I don't know, because now you lost one of your biggest threats in Malik Neighbors.
Right.
But Scattaboo, that dude's crazy, man. That dude will literally run through a wall. That guy's a trip.
Then, of course, the Eagles, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit about the Eagles?
Yeah.
How can you not have any passing yards in the second half and win? They are the worst 4-0 team.
I believe the same thing.
I think that and A.J. Brown's not happy.
He's not happy.
He's not getting the targets. So it seems like that every season with the Eagles. Their record is good, but as a team, there's something going on underneath. Like, is Dom eating too many cannolis? What's up with him? Is Sirianni, man? Like, I just get this vibe that there's something bigger that's beyond what their record is.
Right.
And if you're playing like that, at some point it's going to rear its ugly head, and then you'll see the cracks. Like, I think the foundation is cracking. I mean, it's like a dam. You're holding the water back, but there are cracks, and just a few more cracks, and the dam's going to just go. I just have that feeling. I could be wrong, but there's something going on with the Eagles.
I believe if they lose a couple of games, there's going to be a lot of bitching out there.
I mean, A.J. Brown only had one good game so far this season. He's been, not real happy.
And now he's crying about not getting the ball. So that's going to be interesting. But A.J.'s been like that for how many, he's been like that all the time.
Yeah.
So Titans, boy, you live in the area of the Titans, and there's got to be some people not happy about that whole situation down there.
And once again, we have a situation where you have a quarterback that's a rookie.
Right.
Is he going to be ruined? And you wasted a first-round draft pick again on a quarterback.
That head coach doesn't seem like he knows what's happening either.
No, he got a little snarky with Paul Kaharski.
Yep.
In the post game, but Paul's a jerk anyway. So,
So do you think they recover, or they
no.
they just horrible team right now.
They're just horrible. Okay, so who's worse, the Saints or the Titans?
I was going to get to that next.
I mean, I'm not picking on my Saints. I say my Saints because they're so not my Saints.
But the Saints scored 19 points on Buffalo.
I know, but
Titans couldn't score anything.
No. So, I don't know. So, I would say the Titans are worse than the Saints at this point.
Patriots, they finally scored some points.
Yeah.
Against the Panthers. The Browns didn't do as well as what they thought they were going to do against the Lions. Lions, I think, have woken up. I think they
have.
Jaguars and 49ers. Of course, there was a game won by the Jags, and I guess a little bit of problem with the coaches there. Salah,
a little salty about some sign stealing,
Liam,
throwing some shade there.
So,
and I was really surprised, man, with Brock Purdy coming back, that they lost.
Right.
They were 3-0 without him. They get him back, and they lose. Chiefs, Ravens. Are the Ravens that good?
No, Ravens got some problems.
Once again,
Chiefs are not back. I don't care what anybody says. They're not back.
Once again, the Chiefs, sky has fallen.
Right.
Now they won 2 in a row. Everything's fine. I mean, we'll see. But I just love how everyone started to overreact, good and bad, when the season started. Like your Packers were going to the Super Bowl after week 2. And here we are. Like I said, dude, believe me, I'm no football guru, but you know what your team is by the time you get to playing in October. And I know that our Dallas's offense is good. Our defense is trash. So how we got to fix that. So here we are looking at the Chiefs. Yeah, they're 2-2, all right? And they're going to start chugging along, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, I love how people hate the Chiefs. You just hate whatever team is winning. Everybody hated the Patriots when they were winning. Everybody hated the 49ers when they were winning. Same thing with Dallas. I mean, come on, can't we just appreciate? You don't just hate a team just because they're winning. That's the dumbest thing ever.
You know what I hate about the Chiefs is because it affects my Packers. When that goofball Wolf stepped down as the Packers CEO and Holmgren left, our coach should have been at that time Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Reid was a Packer coach. He should have been a Packer. He should have been the Packer coach then. Ray Rhodes should have never got the job. Mike Sherman should have never got the job. Andy Reid should have been able to coach the Packers for as long as he wanted. That's the only reason why I don't like the Kansas City Chiefs. Because they took John Dorsey, who I actually know, and put him as the vice president general manager at that time. And they got Andy Reid to go there. And just think if Andy Reid would have been around with the later years of Brett Favre there, but then starting with Aaron Rodgers. Anybody that knows football knows that Andy Reid and Aaron Rodgers would have tore up the NFL. And it would have been brutal for the other teams to come into Green Bay with Andy Reid as the coach. That's the only reason why I don't like the Kansas Chiefs.
Are you excited about the Bears pulling off a 1-point victory over the Raiders?
Of course, you know that I have this friend Chris,
and he's happy.
He's happy as heck. Right now, he's not as boisterous now because I think he's getting ready to go see his son who's in the military and is going through boot camp. So he's getting ready to do that. So he wasn't his normal self where he was, telling me about how they were going to the Super Bowl and everything. But I really thought the Raiders were going to win that game. I really thought it was going to happen. But the Bears came back. And you know yourself, when you give a team like that had, Williams a good quarterback, but you give a team like that some breathing, they're going to take it. And I think the Bears are not bad. I think the whole division, that North division in the NFC is a good division. You have the Packers, you got the Lions, you got Vikings. You know what happens when McCarthy comes back for the Vikings? I mean, I think that's a great division. What else you got here? Bengals and Broncos are today. What do you think about? That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think about those two games for Monday night? Do you
I
think
think at
that
the beginning of the season it looked exciting, but I think Mike McDaniel is struggling in Miami. But they are wearing cool uniforms. The Miami Dolphins are wearing their rivalry uniforms, which look really cool, and I know that that means a lot to you.
you want to hear a crazy thought? Mike McDaniel as the head coach in Green Bay with Jordan Love.
You thought you're going crazy with LaFleur, and you want McDaniel? What is? Oh boy!
Just saying.
You just want bad things to happen and you to go into a mental hospital.
I think I like the guy from Miami. I think I
like him, but boy, he's aged.
Yeah, he has.
It's a tough time. He's having a tough go of it.
But I think you put him as a Packer head coach. I don't know. I think I'd like him.
I don't know, man. I think that there'd be probably a cross burning or something if they hired him. It'd be bad.
So, Cowboys play the Jets next week. What are you thinking about that game?
Man, it's got all the makings of one of those trap games. So I don't know. It's you got to line up and play the game. So the second game tonight, Bengals Broncos.
Right.
Before the season, that looked really good, and then Joe Burrow got the old toe jam, so he's out. And then the Broncos, man, you thought they'd be really good. They're 1-2, so I'm guessing it's going to be a bounce back game. But for the Cowboys against the Jets, Jets, Jets. It looks like we'll win, but boy, I've already been through that this season. So, just got to line up and play the game. We'll see if I haven't seen anything, if CD is ready to go. I don't think he would be. I think, because he was in a walking boot last night. Maybe that's just for stability and healing and whatnot. But I don't think I'd rush him back. Here's what I'm looking at. We got the Jets and the Panthers. I don't think you rush.
No.
I don't think so. Don't do that. Let
him heal.
You know what? Polishing a turd here. Maybe these are get right games for the defense. Maybe we get some things figured out. But I'm really excited. Overshown, man. That could be a big difference when he comes back in November. He was electric when he played. He's just, man, the last couple of seasons, man, he's gotten injured. He comes back and gets injured. So, and I hope he stays healthy. But it looks like he's ready to go. And for whatever reason, man, maybe looking beyond the curtain a little bit, I think Diggs is not happy in Dallas. It's a contract year also. I think his contract is up after this season. And he lost his boy Micah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Diggs isn't there next season. I honestly, I don't know if this is affecting his play or if it's he's not fully recovered from his injury. Could be a few things, but I don't know. He's just not the same guy. And I think Bland it's his first game back. So maybe them two getting their chemistry together will help. So we have some games to figure it out.
And your Raging Cajuns are at home against James Madison, or
it's a road game, and we have a bye week.
You got a bye week this week?
Got another week for lunch.
Okay. All right. And then the Badgers, they got to play Michigan, so it's not getting any easier for the Badgers in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's going to go and coach in Wisconsin.
Wouldn't that be something?
Heck yeah.
That would be something if that would happen. Yep. Unbelievable.
Imagine all these coaches going back and they're losing, they're like done in the pros and they start going back to college. Like Belichick.
Right.
I think Saban's due to get some job somewhere.
Be hilarious that McCarthy would get to Madison and do that. I mean, he was sitting last week with the athletic director, Chris McIntosh, at a volleyball game. So, he was telling him that he was listening to watching every game.
Every game.
So, That would be something, though, to have him be a coach there. But I don't. For the Packers, I'm just hoping that they take the week off here, and maybe they got to go back to like Vince Lombardi once said, where LaFleur shows them a football and says, "This is a football."
Back to basics.
Maybe they have to go back to that.
Well, speaking of Belichick, they lost to UCF.
UCF,
yeah.
So
I don't know, man. Like, I know that you don't like LaFleur, and what I saw in that game kind of validated some of your feelings about him, as far as just maybe the indecision and the lack of communication, stuff like that.
I just don't think he play. I think he's. I don't think scared is the right word. He's tentative, I think, on what he believes he should call. I think there's just some hesitations, and that's not the way you got to be when you're making those decisions. You can't be hesitant. You got to believe in your play and go. Mm-hmm. But you can't throw it out in the flat, Tracy, when you got to get the ball in the end zone. You can't do that. And that's a play that he called. That's a check down. And now you went off. What happened to you? Your iPad probably went dead. The Raging Cajun doing so well with his equipment. And look what happened. I'll wait a little bit to see if he comes back. So the Raging Cajuns are taking the week off then. And the Packers are taking the week off. The Cowboys are playing the Jets. So let's see if they can continue to be on the winning side this week. What happened to you? The iPad went dead.
I think one of my bill collectors called.
All right, say something good about your sponsors, and then we'll wrap this up. We'll be back next week, Monday at 1 Central, and we'll talk about the week and get ready for the Packers to be off their bye week and see what everybody's talking about.
Thanks, Smoke 207, Brian Lally doing big things, and then Will Jameson at Ace Pickleball, still got the paddles, still got the trying paddles. To ease into it, trying to get back to it.
Got the paddles, but not in the kitchen.
Don't go in the kitchen.
Don't go in the kitchen.
Don't go into the kitchen. No, sir.
And then, of course, my sponsor, the Logged In Egg Harbor, Wisconsin.
Egg Harbor,
the great atmosphere, beautiful place. People from Wisconsin are coming to the Door County area. Make sure you look and check out the Logged In because it's a great place to eat. Great atmosphere, great spirits. Got Coors Light cold.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
You had me at spirits.
And then they do this fish boil thing where it's just like the crawdaddies, crawfish, whatever you call them.
Crawfish.
Where they put everything together, boil it up.
What kind of fish?
I think they use whitefish.
I bet that's delicious.
So it's
when you guys boil that, do you put like potatoes and sausage?
Don't put the sausage, but
you need to put some andouille sausage in there.
So I got to get some andouille sausage and see what that tastes like.
Okay, so here's what you do. This is a shameless plug. Maybe there'll be a sponsor. Best Stop. The Best Stop.
Okay.
In Scott, Louisiana. They have several locations. You can get boudin. You can get andouille sausage, stuffed everything. Go to their website and they'll ship it to you.
I thought boudin was something else.
Boudin, not boudet. We talked about this. No, man. You can get all that stuff shipped to you.
I thought the boudin, what is it again?
Boudin.
Buddha?
No. I'm not going there. Not Buddha. No, it's not Buddha.
But I thought that was something like you musicians call pudding.
What?
No, yeah, I thought that was the thing.
That's a pudding pass. That's something totally different.
I thought it was the same.
No, it's not at all the same.
So that's our sponsors. Anybody out there that's going to listen to this later, and don't forget to hit like and share. It's very important because we got to get the YouTube channel up and running. If we get 50 subscribers on YouTube, we can monetize that thing, I believe.
That means we can make money.
That way we can make a little bit of money, some extra money.
Holy crap.
So that I can buy some shoes or a shoe
One
from
shoe.
Brian.
Exactly. You got to bid when he does his show, man.
I know.
This shirt came from Brian.
How come, Brian? I don't know. There is a partner here.
Yeah, but you know what? Of all the years that you had all these sponsors, I never got anything.
Brian, you need to find me the shoe. Tracy's got it. You need to find me the shoe that has the it's the orange Nike that you have. Orange and black, I think it is.
Nah, you need the green and gold ones. So you can match LaFleur.
I bet you don't have those, though.
I bet he can get them.
So I've been looking at some Nikes. What other ones does it just Nikes, or is it all different?
You want me to? This is what they call it in the industry.
Okay.
Show you some fresh heat.
Yeah.
You want to see some fresh heat?
Well, Brian, what we need to do is get Brian. We need to send Brian a link next week. Oh, look at that. No, I could go for that.
Now you would think, oh man, those are Saint shoes. Nah, man, that's Vanderbilt.
Oh,
I'm repping Vandy.
Vandy. All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick. So was that what all these shoes are like represented by? It's like a college or what?
They just whatever comes, man, and it helps me so it guides my shopping at Ross. That's another sponsor that I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Because whenever I tag stuff and I'm doing my fit checks and I tag Ross, people, they don't understand. I legit get all of my shirts from Ross.
Oh, all right.
That I'm not just like, oh yeah, let me just tag. No, I legit go there once a week and dig through everything.
So
when you go to Ross, it's a different form of shopping. You got to dig through everything.
So when does Brian like do his, what are they called?
His show. It's a show. Yeah. I'm not sure when his next show is. He's got some scheduled, but we should appear on his show.
Brian, if you're still here, tell us when the next show is so I can talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, that would be great. But next week, let's try to get him. Let's see if you can talk him into coming on with us.
Oh yeah.
So we
might be able to do that.
All right. And then tell him if he's got Facebook and all that he can share that he's going to be on with us. And then maybe we can, get a shoe that we can.
You just need one shoe.
Well, no, maybe we can get a shoe that we can give away to somebody.
Like a collaboration.
Yeah.
A collab.
Something nice, a nice shoe.
Well, they're all nice.
And we'll give it away to lucky winner. Yeah.
We could do that.
Talk to him. All right.
I will. I'll try to work that out.
All right. Well, you, what's going on the rest of your Monday?
Man, I think I'm going to cut grass. It's been raining here a little bit and it's sunny outside. So I think I'm going to cut grass. Maybe one of the last 2 times to cut the grass for the year, hopefully.
Well, we got some beautiful weather up here, Tracy. Unbelievable.
It's been nice. And then
70s.
I might do that. 70, that's nice weather.
Up here, beautiful.
Yeah.
This whole week is supposed to be like 70 and sun.
You going to go out and get some sun?
Yeah.
You look a little pasty. I'm
going to get out there and I'm going to go see what's going on.
Okay, drive around, dude.
I go and maybe cause a little bit of trouble, Door County.
Oh, you should.
See what's happening.
You can't get in trouble there.
No. Well,
you know so many people.
I think my buddy, I think he's out at a class this week, so he's not going to be out there protecting me, but I think we're going to go check it out, see what's happening.
Stir some stuff up.
Stir some stuff up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, well, you have a good rest of your day. Cut the lawn well. Don't make any mistakes out there because that'll bother you.
No, it's going to look good. I'm going to do a good job. I'm a good lawn boy.
And Brian, good luck on Smoke 207. Hope you sell a lot of shoes.
He's killing it.
Out here with us next week. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And next week, we're going to do a little update too, Tracy. I'm going to give you a little background of what's going on out in Massachusetts because that still is, the Karen Reed, if anybody wants to read about it, she was not convicted of murder of her boyfriend. And but now there's some crazy things coming out that people getting taped when they didn't know they were being taped, and just some weird stuff. So we got to talk about it a little bit next week because I sit there and I kind of laugh at some of the stuff, and I shouldn't, but I mean, there's some women that are coming out that are talking about, things that shouldn't be talked about.
Uh-oh.
So, but we'll get into that as we go. But so have a good week, and good luck to your Cowboys with the Jets.
Yeah.
And I guess as far as with me and you, I'm glad it ended 40-40.
I mean, yeah, we don't have to fight about it.
We don't have to fight and be mad. That way
exactly.
We're okay.
Maybe they did it just for us.
Maybe they did. All right.
Okay, buddy.
Talk to you next week, best buddy.
Okay, pal.
Bye.
Bye.